God bless you. Well, we study as always. And it's important that you diligently seek the Lord in all things. It is important that you're building your relationship with God, praying, asking, knowing that you receive, praying without doubting, trusting in the Lord to answer your prayers. You see, the importance of your studies, your diligence in them is much needed. Not many people consider the importance of study. You see, the more you learn, the more you can't unlearn or unknow. Because once you know something, you can't unknow it. So study diligently. Because when you know better, you do better. But it's up to you. The choice is yours. Free will is yours. Your time is yours. Use your time wisely, for these days are evil. Time is ticking. And where your treasure is, there your heart is. Seek the Lord with all your heart, most earnest and diligently. Because if we come across into the book of James, from verse 2 in chapter 1 of James, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. The things you go through, you're going to have to learn patience. Because what does it say next? But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Seek the Lord for his ways. Seek him for his will. Ask for wisdom. Ask for knowledge and understanding. Ask him to guide you and lead you in his paths of righteousness, as you see in Psalm 23. When you're afraid and you're worried and you're concerned, you go to God. And you don't give in to that fear or that worry. You say, Lord, take it from me. I need it not. I want it not. My trust and my faith is in you and not in this world. In whom should I be afraid? For we are to live to please the Lord and not ourselves. The temptations of the world are diverse and various and very, very many. But seek the Lord while he may yet still be found. And seek him for instruction, because there are many out there that stand on their own pride, their own wisdom, their own understanding is what they lean on. But it contradicts what's written, specifically in the book of Proverbs. Anyone that knows this channel knows this proverb. From verse 5, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Not most or some, but all of your heart. Trust in him with it. And the next part is doubly important. Lean not unto thine own understanding. So you're being told not to lean on your understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Don't trust in yourself for the answers, but ask God to set your path straight as a child, a humble child coming to a father for instruction. We need the Lord to teach us. We, as little children, come to our Father in heaven seeking instruction, saying, Father, help us, guide us in Jesus' name, give us wisdom. Help us that we can learn your ways, understand your ways, and walk in them and do them. May we not be confounded by the ways of the world. May we not be overcome by the evil of this world, but overcome evil with good. And if we do not know good, Lord, instruct me in things that are good. Teach me thy ways, that I may walk in them and do them. Seeking God for all wisdom and all instruction. Think of Solomon in 1 Kings. So back now to 1 Kings chapter 3. And we start in verse 5. In Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night. And God said, Ask, what shall I give thee? And Solomon said, Thou hast showed unto thy servant David, my father, great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth and in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept him for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne as it is this day. And now, O Lord my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father. And I am but a little child, I know not how to go out or come in. So right here you're seeing humbleness, not pridefulness in speaking unto the Lord here. Comparing oneself as a little child, come to me as little children, remember this. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, all is God's, do not forget this either. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered, nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart, to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this, thy so great a people? And the speech pleased the Lord that Solomon had asked this thing. Solomon was made a king. He wasn't looking for power and glory, but he wanted to serve faithfully. These are God's people, and he wanted to make sure that he led them correctly. So he asked, and God said unto him, Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself, nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honour, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy ways. And if thou wilt walk in my ways, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. And Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream. The Lord came to him that night. Now, you know the wisdom of Solomon, and all the mighty works he did through wisdom. As if you see here now in Solomon chapter 4, in chapter 4 of 1 Kings, in verse 29, we see more about this wisdom. And God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding, exceeding much and largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country and all the wisdom of Egypt, for he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Ezrahite, and Haman the Chalcol, and Dada the sons of Mahol. And his fame was in all nations round about. And he spake 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005. And he spake of trees, from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon, even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall. He spake also of beasts and of owl, and of creeping things and of fishes. And there came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon, from all kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom. Kings from everywhere came round about to hear the wisdom from Solomon. The wisdom that God gave Solomon. You see, we need to seek wisdom and to pursue it, to hunger for it. You see, wisdom won't stay in a corrupt place. It won't hold in a place of unrighteousness. And it's the Lord that gives wisdom. Ask and you receive. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. from Proverbs chapter 2 verse 6. When you gain understanding, use it wisely. We are to walk wisely, using our time wisely, redeeming that time, for these days are evil. And if we have not wisdom, then we ask God for it, for that wisdom, as we saw in James chapter 1. The wisdom that comes from God, that comes from above, is pure, it's peaceable and gentle. It's full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality, and it's without hypocrisy. We treat all without partiality, treating everyone as we wish to be treated, doing unto others as we would do unto ourselves, to love one another as we love ourselves, loving your neighbour as yourself. Love God with all your heart, mind, body, strength and spirit. And with that at the forefront of your life, to please the Lord, to love him with all you have and all your being, to seek him for wisdom so you can do that. Ask and you receive. Don't be a slave to sin, but ask God to free you from it. Because wisdom does not stay in a corrupt place. We are to love uprightness, to live in simplicity of heart, just as you see in the book of Acts with the early church. Wisdom is for those that put their trust in the Lord. As it says, lean not on your understanding, but seek God to set your path straight. It's for those that trust in the Lord. So trust in him, and he will provide and guide. But perverse thoughts will separate, and it won't enter a wicked doer, a man hungering in unrighteousness and all wickedness. Those that have given themselves over to sin and the debased mind, the world of debauchery, it won't be there. So don't partake in wickedness. The importance is that you seek wisdom. Call on the Lord for it if you are lacking it. Knowing that Solomon asked and received. See, God knows the heart. And it's up to us. What is your treasure? What do you truly seek? A life pleasing to the Lord. To hear the words, good and faithful servant, come into the joy of your Lord. To be the joy of your Father in heaven, and not his lamentation. To be worthy of his kingdom, that he would know your name, that you would have white robes, that your name be in the book of life, that you run the race to the finish and stand steadfast in the storm, faithful unto the end. Because there's nothing greater than gaining wisdom. As Proverbs tells you, how much better is it to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather than silver. Seek God and his wisdom and his correction in life. We are to walk wisely, not unwisely, to walk in wisdom, using our time wisely. Consider what we speak before we speak. Remember, we are meant to be the salt. What happens to the salt when it loses its savour? It's good for nothing. Let your words be weighed and measured and built upon the word of God, so that you use what is written here for instruction, to keep people in the word. Salt is used to purify and to cleanse and to draw out impurities. That's why you are the salt. It's the light in the dark, to lead others out of a perverse generation, to lead them out from pride, away from it. They would seek unto the Lord for instruction. to do what good you can, while you can, because you can. We are to humble ourselves, not walk pridefully, and seek God for all wisdom, for it is He that giveth. So I tell you now, seek unto God for wisdom, and give thanks and praise to your Father in heaven for all the good and kind He does for you. Think on these things and seek wisdom. God bless you all.